This is Inside Mside, your favorite podcast for all things Morningside. Hear stories from students, alumni, faculty, and more about what makes the Morningside experience so special.
Hello and welcome into the latest edition of this Inside Mside episode. I'm your host, Zach James. Coming up in this episode, we're going to talk about all about the winter sports going on here at Morningside. We're going to talk about the men's and women's swim teams, the men's and women's wrestling squads, the men's and women's bowling teams, men's basketball, women's basketball, and men's volleyball. So without further ado, let's get into it. We'll start things off with the men's swim team, who had just coming off a historic weekend at the McAllister Invitational in St. Paul, Minnesota. They've broken 7 school records this season, but 5 of them came this past weekend. 2 relays and 3 individual. The 2 relays came in the 400 medley relay, where they swam it in 3 minutes and 25 seconds, and in the 200 medley relay in 1 minute 34 seconds. Santiago Vilches had 2 school records in the McAllister Invite this past weekend, including the 200 individual medley with a time of 1 minute 56 seconds, and the 200 backstroke in 1 minute 52 seconds. John Spicer had the 5th and final school record on Saturday as he swam the 100-yard freestyle in 45.50 seconds, breaking his own school record. The Mustangs also had 2 dual wins on the season as a team. Those came against Iowa Lakes and Minnesota Morris of NCAA Division III, and Minnesota Morris comes to the Hidman Hop Center next month to face off in a duel against the Mustangs. Here's Coach Brian Ferris to talk about what he's seen with the men's swim team so far.
The depth is improved, the quality is improved, how hard we're working has really gone forward. And then I think, like I said, being kind of a new team, it shows how well they blended together, how well they've support each other, swim for each other. And that's really what swimming in college is all about, because it's a team aspect. I mean, a lot of times you can see that it's just you in the lane at the time that you're swimming, but it's what you do and how it affects the rest of the team that makes it so special. And, you can have the results that we had in the weekend like we did.
Meanwhile, the Morningside women's swim team also had a solid weekend last weekend at the Roger Allman Invite at McAllister. They had 2 new NAI provisional cuts. They had 16 new personal bests and 8 season best times among those swimmers. They have no seniors on that team. They also have a couple of dual wins this season against Midland and Iowa Lakes. Here's Ferris to talk about what he's seen out of the ladies so far in the water.
And we've got some girls that have some big goals and some big possibilities, and I don't think they're going to be held back. And they know that now, the way things worked out, that it's full steam ahead.
Now let's turn our attention from the water to the mat and talk about the Morningside men's and women's wrestling squads. We'll start off with the ladies. For the Mustangs, Nevaeh Haas recently got to the quarterfinals at the Connor Oppenheim meet hosted by Doane University this past week. She was ranked 3rd in the preseason in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. As a team, the Mustangs were ranked 5th in the GPAC preseason poll. Elizabeth Rubio also had a successful week last week, getting a pin in a duel against Midland. The Mustangs were at home on Thursday, December 11th, if they're listening to this on the release date, coming out to Alley Gymnasium to support the Mustangs in their only home duel of the season. Here's Coach Jordan Cliff to talk a little bit more about the Mustangs.
We hit the ground running this year, as in the past couple years, there have been baby steps and we're kind of walking. They're starting to get it. This year, it was full go right from the beginning. The girls know what's expected, and they've taken the underclassmen under their wing, and we're really pushing to where we want to be significantly sooner than we have the past couple years.
The Mustangs men's wrestling team, meanwhile, they're having a good start to their season. They're currently ranked 23rd in the latest NAIA coaches poll. 3 individuals are ranked nationally individually. Caden Eggleston is 8th at 149. Xander Ernst is 4th at 165. He's also gotten a GPAC Wrestler of the Week award so far this season. And Braden Riggs is 24th at 174. Here's head coach Roland Peterson to break down a little bit more about what he's seen out of his guys this season.
A lot of our main guys, a lot of those guys that got into those rankings, whether it's Caden Eggleston, Carson Turnus, even Braden Rakes, like some of our young guys, they didn't have, Rakes is a sophomore this year. He had a pretty good regional tournament, but, Carson Turnus and Eggleston, those guys really had a huge improvement from their freshman year. So they kind of remind me a little bit of what the current freshman class is. And to see those guys now as juniors that are kind of like staples at this point, they can step out there and compete. It's fun. It, means we're doing the right things.
Now let's talk a little bit about the Morningside men's and women's bowling squads. We'll start off with the men's team. They competed hard a couple weeks ago at the NAIA Invitational down in Kansas, where Hunter Noteboom led the Mustangs with a 5-game total of 1,022 pins. Brendan Lewis was second at 977, and the Mustangs as a team placed 13th on day 2 during the Baker format competition. The Mustangs opened the season with the 13th place finish at the Jayhawk Collegiate Challenge, and they head to Vegas next week for 4 days of competition between the Las Vegas Invite and the Collegiate Shootout. Here's head coach Brett Hansen to talk a little bit more about his squad.
For this year, we'd had a nice group of recruits coming in. The guys are looking a lot stronger than they have in years past, so now we're kind of able to, I guess, higher our expectations rather than coming in and getting, working hard every day. Now we can kind of set goals as far as where we need to be in each one of these tournaments.
Hansen also coaches the women's bowling team, who is coming off a historic season last season by making their first trip to nationals, but focusing on this season, they're picking up right where they left off. The Mustangs are ranked 39th by the USBC online team ranking system. They bring back Emily Cruz, last year's KCAC Bowler of the Year. She won the NAIA Coaches Association Invitational with a day 1 score of 1,091 pins. She's averaging 200 pins per game. Also, the Mustangs finished 6th as a team on day 1 and 5th in the Baker format in day 2, and they went into day 3 in match play with the number 6 seed. Kennedy Rindle has 3 top 25 finishes so far for the Mustangs, and Alexa Munhofen and Natalie Vanderloo each have 1 top 25 finish so far this season. Here's Hansen to talk a little bit more about the women's bowling team.
We have junior returning Emily Cruz. She's been an All-American, and she's always kind of one of the powerhouses in there. And she is not letting any of the new girls or the returners kind of miss a day of practice mentally. She's kind of bringing the fire into every practice and kind of trying to get everybody rounded up, trying to get everybody to know what to expect as far as the kind of the fierceness she wants out of the team. And that's kind of helping even drive the guys. One of the recruits we brought in is her little brother, who kind of has the same fierceness. Michael, they're coming in every day, and they're really trying to light a fire under everyone every single day. And I think that's going to really help us when the long tournament days actually start.
The Morningside women's basketball team is well into their season as well. They go into this week with a 7-3 overall record, 3-3 in GPAC play. They open the season with a 5-0 start. They're averaging 81.3 points as a team. That's tied for 21st best in the NAIA. Senior Lily Vollerton leads the team in points and rebounds with 18.3 points per game and 9.8 rebounds per game. Point guard Jaden Webb, who is new in that role this season, is leading the Mustangs in assists at 3.9 assists per game. Vollerton, speaking of Vollerton, who you'll hear from in just a second, also earned a GPAC Defensive Player of the Week back in November in a 2-game stretch, which she got 23 total defensive rebounds and a couple blocks thrown in there as well. If you're listening to this on the release date, the Mustangs do play across town at Briar Cliff tonight, and then before holiday break, they do have a GPAC home doubleheader this coming Saturday against Dome. Here's Vollerton and head coach Jamie Sale with their thoughts.
Defensively, I think we're finally finding our identity. Last couple of years, I think we tried 50 different defenses just trying to find our identity and what we're good at. And I think they're a lot more bought into what we're doing right now, and I think that really shows.
It's great having freshmen that can honestly step right in. They're confident. We tell them something once and they got it down. It's great.
The men's basketball team, meanwhile, is on a roll. They've won 4 of their last 5 games heading into this week, including a 96-93 overtime win last week against Red Northwestern. They've won 4 straight GPAC games after losing their opener. They're averaging 87.6 points as a team. That's also good for 21st in the NAI. Their individual stat leaders are Daniel Brokale in points with 17 points per game. He's also leading in rebounds with 4.9 rebounds per game. And Alex Wilcoxon is leading the Mustangs in assists at 6.4 assists per game. I should mention the Mustangs have 5 guys so far this season averaging double digits in points. Here's Dreckman, Brokale, and head coach Trent Miller for their thoughts so far on the season.
Man, we've had some really cool growth. Alex Wilcoxon's shooting the laces off it right now. That's a guy that's going to be really good for us on the perimeter. What I like about our forwards and Dan and Caleb is both those guys shoot north of 40% from 3. They allow us to stretch the floor and space it. And we're going to have to rely on that because we don't have 6'8", 6'9" starting for us right now. So definitely it's gonna look a little bit different, but I believe we've got the pieces to go get it.
Well, we played a lot of really tough talent in the beginning of the year, and we kind of just had a lot of bad taste in our mouth. And just being able to get one win and then stack another win and then stack another win, it just kind of builds that morale. When a team is winning, it's a lot easier to go to practice. It's a lot easier to go to lifts. It's a lot easier to do workouts. It's a lot easier just to do everything. Everybody's in a better mood, and we practice harder, and it's great to win. And when you win, everything else goes kind of together.
We've had a lot of success in our first 4 years, but we're not getting complacent. The expectation doesn't change. Our goal is to play March and play for a while into that national tournament and win a lot of games in the GPAC and compete for a GPAC championship. So nothing really changes in that regard.
Just like the women, the men play Briarcliff tonight at the Newman Flanagan Center against Briarcliff, and then they'll be at home this Saturday before they head down to West Palm Beach, Florida for their holiday tournaments and games. They'll face Doane on Saturday. The women's tip is at 2 o'clock. The men's tip is at 3:45. You can catch all the action on the GPAC network or on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMNS Sioux City. Last but certainly not least, it's the Mustangs men's volleyball team. They won't start their season until mid to late January. To check out that full schedule, head to InsideMustangs.com. They went 13-14 overall in 2025, and they bring back Natan Alvitz, who was a second-teamer in the Heart of America last season, as he led the Mustangs with 3.28 kills per set, and Owen Anderson, who had 202 days overall.
Yeah, so returners, we have 4 returning outsides. So I think the biggest thing with them is finding out who those top 2 guys are going to be, and usually that number 3 is your right side. So just kind of competing with them 4 is going to be huge. We have some pretty good hitters coming in. We had a recruiting class of 12 this year. So I think one of them, maybe 1 or 2 have a chance to kind of compete, but ultimately it's going to be those seniors and juniors competing for that outside hitter position. But, the biggest thing for me is just getting better and making sure that those guys are not only contributors on the court, but also leaders, so that they can leave Morningside, doing something more than just personal accolades, that they can leave and look back and see, hey, I helped mold that kid into be a top player in the country.
Everyone is so talented in our gym this year. It's, as Coach said, the competition level is going to be neck and neck all year long. I'm sure there will be switches that are made. And the good thing about that this year is everyone is so close in talent. So it really is going to come down to whoever works the best together and emotional regulation.
To follow along with all of our sports, head to InsideMustangs.com and make sure to follow us on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and X at Inside Mustangs. And to follow along with all our live action, check out the GPAC network to watch all of our sports if you can't make it out to Morningside University. For the university engagement staff and everyone else here at Morningside University, I'm Zach James saying thank you so much for listening along to the Inside Mside podcast. Happy holidays, and we'll talk to you next time.